Day one of baseball's winter meetings in San Diego, California, where it looks nothing like winter. Barry Davis along with Shi Davidi. And Shi, before we talk about what is heating up inside, let's talk a little bit about the hot topic of conversation yesterday, and that is Paul Beeston. And how will all this talk affect what Alex Anthopoulos is trying to accomplish here this week?
That's an intriguing question, Barry. And I asked Alex Anthopoulos precisely that yesterday, and his reply was, it's not going to be a factor. These changes happen. Players tend to look at what's on the roster, not what's going on in the front office. Now, that being said, there is the possibility, if you're talking to a free agent, they might say, hey, what's going on? What is my player walking into, especially if it's a deal of more than 1 or 2 years? People want to know what possible changes may loom in the future. So could it have an impact? Sure. But the reality is the Blue Jays have already been able to accomplish plenty. To think that's going to change just because of this stuff, probably not the case.
And as you mentioned, Alex Anthopoulos has already done most of his heavy lifting prior to the meetings. He's not a big fan of these meetings anyways. So what do you expect his main priority is going to be this week?
Well, it's the bullpen, and really that, if you look at the roster, that's the primary area of need. You know, they fixed the lineup, they've addressed some defensive issues, but the whole endeavor will not be as successful as it could be if the bullpen doesn't get help. And really, guys coming back from last year that you expect to be part of this group is just Brett Cecil, Aaron Loop, Todd Redmond, and new addition Marco Estrada. That's obviously not going to be good enough to get it done. The Blue Jays know they have to address that. I think we'll see a lot of legwork, a lot of preliminary work accomplished with the various free agents, possibly some possibilities via trade, but that is where the primary focus needs to be for the Blue Jays.
Alex did tell us that he would be comfortable with this lineup if the season were to start today. From a position player standpoint, having said that, there are still some spots you look in the lineup and you say, well, they really could upgrade there, and second base is definitely one of them.
Sure, that's a primary area of need, but the thing is, they can go into the season with Mysoris Torres penciled in, maybe Ryan Goins, perhaps another backup infielder type competing for playing time. Prospect Devin Travis is coming. Will he be ready in 2015? We don't know, but that's a possibility. But really, the bench needs some work, and there are two spots right now you think, oh, I'm not sure which way that's going to go. I mean, a backup infielder, someone who could play second base, that's certainly one possibility. They probably need a fourth outfielder type as well. You know, someone like maybe John Mayberry, bringing him back after they non-tendered him. He could, you know, mash lefties at a left field if needed, play some first base if needed. So that type of player, I would expect them to see some action on. Does it happen here? Maybe not. They can probably afford to wait into January and see if somebody's price drops and make a pick then. But really, from a position player standpoint, unless they're going to do something major at second base, which at this point I wouldn't expect, we'll probably just see little fill-in type of moves.
While Alex has already made a couple of deals, keep in mind Deodar Navarro is a trade chip he still has. Will he go this week? We'll know by Thursday.